Hi everyone, I'm Reading with Jack, and today I'm here to talk about the books I'm taking to university and some of my channel plans for when I'm there. I move on Saturday, which is crazily close, very exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, but hopefully the move will be okay and I'll make lots of new friends. As a very bookish person, one of my priorities was deciding which books to take, and these are not the books for my course. I'm going to do a video about them at a later date. The ones I'm showing today are the ones I want to read in my free time. In the end, I narrowed it down to 10 books, which may not seem like very many, but I don't think I'll have that much time for recreational reading. I never really do in the academic year anyway, so I think 10 is an okay number. I've managed to get a variety in there as well, such as classics, YA, and just general fiction. In a way, it's quite good that there are only 10 books with me, because this big bookshelf here is kind of scary sometimes, because I actually never know what to read next because I have such a big selection. So when I only have 10 books with me at university, I'll know that these are the next 10 that I need to read. The first book that I'm taking is Mockingjay by Suzanne, and I'm taking this because I want to reread it before Mockingjay Part 2 comes out, the film obviously in November. The problem I had with Mockingjay Part 1 as a film was that I didn't reread the book beforehand because Mockingjay is my least favourite book out of the trilogy, so I didn't want to reread it for some reason, but I do think it makes a little bit more sense to reread before I see Part 2 so that I get everything, and I really want to reread it anyway, and The Hunger Games makes me happy even though this is actually quite a sad book. The next book that I'm taking is The Young Elites by Marie Lu because I really enjoyed her Legend trilogy and I thought I would read something else by her that I've been meaning to read for quite a while. I've probably been putting this off because people seem to have mixed opinions on it. Some people love it, some people don't like it that much, and I don't really know what I'm going to think of it, but it's a fantasy and I feel like I'm in the mood for fantasy, so I will probably read this when I'm there. I'd also like to take Ink and Bone by Rachel Caine, which I got for my birthday in August. I still haven't read this, but it's about the Great Library of Alexandria and how it burnt down, but Rachel Caine is basically considering what if it didn't burn down, what would still be happening today in this library. Books about books are always entertaining, and when I'm stressed, reading about books and bookshops and libraries, nothing can get better. Because I love books about books so much, the next one is also a book about books. It's Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld, which I love. Beautiful, beautiful spine and everything. So it will look great on my university bookshelf. Even though the bookshelf is going to be so tiny, it's going to be such a disappointment coming from this big bookshelf that's not really that big compared to some booktubers' bookshelves to a tiny bookshelf at university. Regardless, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be quite a quick, easy read. Even though it's kind of long, I just imagine it's going to be kind of easy to get through and really enjoyable. So I am looking forward to this one as well. And then the other YA book that I'd like to take is Double Cross by Malorie Blackman. This is the final book in the Noughts and Crosses series. I've put this one off for ages. I'm sure I read the others in 2013, but I didn't want to read this because I enjoyed those so much and I didn't want the series to end. But one of my challenges this year was to read this book. So if I take it with me, again, it should be quite an easy read, but really thought-provoking as well, particularly with the theme of racism. So I'm looking forward to reading this book because I love the others and I don't see why this wouldn't be as good as them. Moving on to one of the adult books that I have, I'm going to take The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. But will I get through this? Probably not. I don't think I will get through over 1,000 pages during the academic term at least, but I might read it at Christmas, so I might just take it with me, and then if I do read it, I read it. If not, I can read it at a later date. But whenever I get around to it, Quoth is going to be a fascinating character. I need to know more about him, and I am looking forward to seeing how everything progresses. One of the classics that I'm going to be taking is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. The reason why I wanted to take this is obviously one, I'm excited to read about the psychological exploration of the dual personalities of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but also it's a collection of short stories which are much easier to read if I am busy. If I don't have that much time, I can read a short story much easier than a big book. So I think this should be quite a nice one. I can kind of dip in and out of it when I feel like it. The next one that I'm going to be taking is The Outsider by Albert Camus. This is the English version. As part of my French literature module, I think I'm going to be studying La Peste by Albert Camus, and I thought that as a bit of wider reading, if I have time, I could probably read another book by him, and kind of get his ideas and his themes and stuff, just kind of understand him a bit more. So I think this could be quite useful. Now finally, for some Penguin English Library editions, the final two books I'm taking will look beautiful on the bookshelf. The first one is Villette by Charlotte Brontë. I love Jane Eyre and I really need to read this book because it's by Charlotte Brontë and it's about France as well. The main character goes to France, so it's relevant to my degree in a way. I'm really looking forward to reading about the main character of Lucy Snow. She sounds like a really kind of controversial character in a way, but a character that's very intriguing with lots of different layers. So this should be quite an entertaining read. The final one is Hard Times by Charles Dickens. I'm taking this because it deals with things that I think might be quite relevant to a society that I want to join at university, which is the Arts and Humanities Society. I was reading about this society online, and basically it's about the importance of arts in a world that's increasingly dominated by science and technology, and how arts are sometimes seen as inferior. Right, I'm really sorry everyone, this part of the video cut off, so I'm sorry if the lighting's different or the angle or anything. I've tried to keep it the same just for this minute or two while I explain this book. Basically it's about this head teacher who runs this school and believes that all the students should learn facts, and if something is not a fact, if it's an opinion or something, it's not necessary for their education. Therefore, I think it can be quite relevant when considering different subjects and the ways that sometimes creative subjects are viewed. So the final thing that I want to talk about are my channel plans, and the main question people have been asking is, will you keep booktubing at university? The answer is yes, I will. Booktubing is something I really enjoy, and I find it really fun to make videos and interesting to talk to everyone online about books. So I would hate to abandon you all just because I'm going to university. My video schedule might be inconsistent because some weeks I'll be very busy, other weeks I might not be as busy, but I will still try and keep up with booktubing and reading because it's something I enjoy. I don't want to stop doing things I love. However, for the first month of university, I've actually pre-filmed videos that I filmed at home here, because I don't think I'll be able to film for the first month or so, purely because I think it's getting used to everything and the whole lifestyle change, and also filming around people is so awkward. Like, my videos are probably going to be terrible when I start filming there. I pre-filmed 2 booktube videos. One of them is 25 bookish facts about me, the other is an updated bookshelf tour that I wanted to do before I go to university, and my bookshelf will obviously not be in the background when I'm there, apart from the pre-filmed videos. The other 2 videos are a little bit different. They're about education. I asked on Twitter if it was okay if I did a few different videos, and most people seemed quite interested in them. I've got one about English literature at A-level and one about foreign languages at A-level, kind of going through my tips and tricks and my experience with the subjects. I am aware that for some booktubers this may not be interesting, and I completely understand if you don't want to watch them, but even if I can help 1 or 2 people that watch the video, even if they're not booktubers, just randomers on YouTube that find the video, that would be great. So I just thought filming them would be a little bit different, to kind of experiment with a new kind of video, but after that I will be back. I'll be talking about books again and all the things that I enjoy. So that's it for today's video everyone, and my final video that I'm going to film for quite a while, which is kind of sad, but I'll still be uploading as I said, so that's the main thing. Please keep in contact with me and keep up to date with me on Twitter, Goodreads, Instagram. All my links will be down below. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again in my next video.